Iffy Jiffy Mail Order Division informs it is now offering the Pharmacon 5 walk-in industrial microwave. Originally developed for secretive research laboratories for purposes we may only guess at.
Why do those advertisements never stop?
They never stop.
Surely there is nobody in Auntie's choice that hasn't managed to memorize the by now.
I know if it was healthy, the sovereign would provide it.
The notion that unnamed chemicals are good for us is misguided.
Proudly announced its latest innovation, slurry roast.
I want for nothing, come what may. I still my potion has not gone astray.
Not only does it save the company a fortune,
I do all I can. That is my great sovereign's loving grasp. That's why I love my sovereign.
Auntie's Choice. We put the art in artificial.
What nature made accidentally, we created all.
Yeah.
That's why I love my sovereign.
Spacefaring Frontiers versatile. Try it. Just call out with voices screaming in your
Belongs to the sovereign, and the first sovereign before him. With Rome in my heart, for the matriarch, whose bloodline we know their perfection. I trust, I breathe for my neighbors. I aim, I watch in his name. I know I am right, he's our shining light. The sovereign deserves all your love. Love him and he will love you. Love him, that's all we must do. I want to come. I still my devotion have not gone astray. I'm a good neighbor, I do all I can. That is my great sovereign's loving plan. That's why I love my sovereign. That's why I love my sovereign.
But Auntie Fizzo's made them better with Anti-Rio's patented Monk Apple Cider. Auntie's Choice knows that a better you is just 3 pills and a window
Our station offers only the best music for Protectorate subjects. It's your due, because our way is superior to others.
Auntie's choice is years behind us sociologically. So they've started the war to grab any part of the paradigm that they can.
This is Protectorate sanctioned wireless. Social guidance and approved messaging, punctuated by acceptable music.
My dear neighbors, if I have one wish, it would be for our sovereign to bestow his wisdom.
Imperfection is impossible when the mind is a thing
My
of
wish
perfect
comes
symmetry.
true. Time for
My
another
body is
golden
covered in burns.
stone.
Acquired imperfect thoughts sure can be invasive.
Permit me this opportunity to celebrate a fellow who does not get the
Well,
attention
it's
he
infected.
so justly deserves.
Redstone arrives soon, we'll have to start
Consul
cutting.
Emery Thoreau, trusted counselor to myself.
This is all going perfectly.
You walked in here under your own steam and appear reasonably free of cuts, burns, or weeping lesions. So, I assume you're presently devoid of mortiferous injuries. Good. Because we've got more of that than we can handle.
Firmer guidance to stay aligned with the
Don't suppose you have any medical supplies to spare, do you? That you might kindly consider donating?
love for your sovereign. We forgive Consul Thoreau his flaws, of course.
Oh, no thank you. Not looking for anything that does more harm than good. I've enough ailments to manage already. From what I've heard about Auntie's medicaments, might poison a patient or cause them to grow an extra head or something. Never know what they're testing out on you.
My extra parts aren't side effects. That's your implication. And anyhow, I should think some minor side effects would be preferable to dying.
Honestly? Well, I'm a reasonable judge of character, and you seem upright. On behalf of my patients and I, thank you. We're all grateful. Guess outsiders aren't all just base individualists like they say on the wireless. Barring this being some tricky sales strategy, that is. This is a good start, but I fear it won't last long. Wouldn't happen to know a reliable means to procure more, would you? They'd sell to us? Those medicaments you gave us before? No, never. You must think me easily hoodwinked. Our societies are sworn enemies. This is dangerous talk, friend. We've already been branded traitors. If we give them any excuse now, they'll send in the arbiters directly. Not seeing a wealth of options here at present. I can watch my patients die, then face execution, or we can resettle elsewhere and remain alive. I lean toward the latter. The abandoned section of Westport ought to have some supplies. Should be enough medicaments down there to help our injured survive the trip to Fairfield. It's perilous, though. Well now, that should do nicely. Thank you. Hope those crabbles didn't give you too much trouble. I recognize these patients require more care than I'm able to provide here. Seems like in Fairfield, I can get them the help they require. The one last additional thing we'll need is for Vigilant Hogarth to agree to it. It's less a concern about disloyalty, and more my respect for his abilities. He's a skilled leader, and we could sorely use his aid, from coordinating logistics to keeping up morale. I'll surely have my hands full with my patients. His presence on the journey would save lives. All right, be careful out there. People have been complaining about those ads playing. I'm inured to all manner of hollering.
Broadcasting reassuring programming in line with the paradigm. This is Protectorate. Protectorate sanctioned wireless. It is the duty of every Protectorate subject to ensure they are operating at peak efficiency at all times. The paradigm requires it. That's why mental refreshment is so important.
Only the Protectorate possesses the advanced technology and know-how behind the mental refreshment process. That's why we are all happy and contented, and others are not.
That vacuous cacophony sets my teeth on edge.
Stifles undue agitation, stymies untoward inclinations, and refashions the mind into a thing of symmetry.
Is a fellow subject lacking the appropriate zeal for their assigned work? Report them for mental refreshment post-haste. It's not just a good idea.
It is my esteemed pleasure to welcome you to Westport, once a shining testament to Protectorate excellence. Now a picturesque example of the evils of corporatism. But where are my manners? We do not have much, but please let me offer you some victuals. Tut. I insist. Serving Unit 1. Something for the visitor at once?
Confirmative.
Perhaps you're wondering why I'd open my arms thusly for a stranger. Simple. As the guiding light for humankind, we always put our best foot forward, regardless of circumstance. Pshaw! I've no desire to speak of the current state of Fairfield, no less the Auntie's Choice riffraff controlling it, or worse, any traitors who have flocked to their side. Why, I cannot fathom any of my people or I even contemplating defecting the Protectorate, let alone for that cesspool of inanity. Because we of the Protectorate believe in something. We dream, we aspire, together. Auntie's Choice would replace amity and purpose with want, the endless, empty pursuit of nothing. Well, as I said, we stand together. Even now, our community gives its all with grace and unity. And as their vigilant, I must spare no effort to preserve them. I believe something still can be done. This town can be saved, its people given a reprieve. Were we to acquire the one thing vital to our existence, automech parts. What?
Comestibles served.
We of the Protectorate pride ourselves on our mech programming. Among the vigilant, it is even considered something of a sport. We are not miracle workers, however. Without parts to work with, we've no hope of remaking our mechs to do tasks beyond their initial functions. We need repair mechs, domestic mechs, not combat ones. Serving Unit 1 here is about as much as can be accomplished without replacement parts. We are of like minds. We lack not the skill to do so. Our wily chief mechanist can reprogram the mech, but not without parts. Unfortunately, we lack ready availability of said parts. Oh, you failed to hear the loudspeakers on the way in? The announcement we're obliged to repeat incessantly. Well, allow me to paraphrase. Protectorate law finds us guilty of treason on account of letting Westport fall prey to Auntie's Choice saboteurs. These fine and decent folk don't deserve having their lives thrown away on account of my failures. If I can return the settlement to a reasonable facsimile of its previous glory, sufficiently functioning by employing mechs reprogrammed to repair and rebuild, the arbiters might see fit to penalize only me, commute the others' sentences, allow them to maintain things around here in the spirit of continuity and such.
Next, a small sampling of
Hence my use of the term reasonable facsimile. I owe it to every single person here to try.
rectangular fried batter known as waffles. That way lies chaos. Start your day dutifully.
Nobody needs go anywhere. Not when we can still save Westport. We of the Protectorate endure as one, regardless of any hardships we must face. it'd have to be catastrophically obvious this place was doomed, and incontrovertibly beyond my means to save it, before I'd even consider such a recourse.
Portentous societal responsibilities.
Well, that's what's commonly referred to as your opinion. I have the aid of key pillars of our community, several persons of note and good character who stand with and by me, and our town still functions. Despite that vacuous nonsense blaring from our loudspeakers, we are still able to see to our subjects' needs. We have a generator to power our mechs and a fresh water supply. Mock me if you must, but the matriarch herself made greatness out of little. I have a brighter future in mind for Westport, one you can help with, in fact, rather than dwelling on dark maybes and scenarios of worst imagining. I am unaccustomed to such talk. Don't take much to it. Though I will put aside my perturbation for the good of Westport. Let us talk plainly. What would it take to secure your aid? What sort of payment do you seek? Don't imagine we have much you need. Enough to lead and inspire those who work there, once at least. I was previously the ranking vigilant on this island. Why do you ask? I don't know what an Earth Directorate is, and I thought we were past the need for being coy, but fine. I'll extend you my trust as a show of good faith. In exchange for the automech parts we need, I can provide you means to get inside. Never dream of such a proposal in days of reason and quietude. Yet such is the here and now we find ourselves in. Wonderful. My unavoidable march to the gallows feels lighter already. At least now my subjects will have a fleeting chance. The parts can be found at the Euphoria Coast Automech Repair Center to the south. But do not, under any circumstances, tell those stationed there why you need them. To get inside, you will need an access pass from the Ministry of Accuracy. Since we have all been marked as traitors, I cannot create one for you here. Farewell now.
From the reprocessed runoff of industrial facilities, chemical plants, slaughterhouses, and...
Well, look who it is. What is it? Speak your mind.
Have time for a chat, Commander? This is a delicate situation. You reckon we help folk here get back on their feet? Or do what the minister asked? I agree. We convince the townsfolk to join up, and they'll be granted a new life away from the Protectorate guillotine. Once they taste a better life, they'll be loyal forever. The minister, too, would be much obliged. However, the Vigilant is offering us a clearer pathway to the Vox Relay should we help him in his town. If tracking down that DeVries person is your top priority, I suppose I couldn't fault you for doing things his way. Though you may just be delaying the inevitable for these folk.
But also, power. Consider the Protectorate Wind Tower. Stare in amazement at this technological wonder.
You got it. Let's start conversating. The sooner we know how folk really feel about living here, the sooner we'll know who to butter up.
Unlimited electrical current to our flawless facilities, such as the Vox Relay communications platform. Far more energy than the Vox requires. Much is held in reserve. How foolish of the corporatist invaders to think they stand a chance against such technology. Surely this proves the superior...
Outsider?
May you realign with the paradigm.
Can't imagine telling Hogarth I'm leaving. Can't imagine telling Hogarth I'm leaving.
Prudence was my actual
Believe I
neighbor.
feel additional
It's not
resources
that
from
my
my
domicile
myself for mental refreshment.
May you realign with the paradigm.
Protectorate subjects. From the tender fillet...
Trust the plan. Preserve set. Are we actually
dictates.
sustaining the
We cherish our
Next song.
You need to make it through your day.
Show your supervisor
How the town is going to function without the generator.
nature made apples. But
To disrupt.
apple cider. Auntie's Choice knows that a
Greetings, However, I may offer you...
Salutations! This is TV Nova Street of Fairfield. Special 123
I certainly don't. Auntie's choice is an invasive species, Prudence says.
May the Sovereign guide you.
Could that truly be true? Or is it a base falsity foisted by Auntie's choice to, you know... Oh, and they hire you too. You're not simply assigned a role, but you, I guess, need to prove competence? And maybe even expertise? That's a right intriguing proposition. I do wonder what it's like to have a choice about things. If it weren't for Vigilant Hogarth, I do believe I'd scupper off to, well, you know where. Yeah, you convince him, I'm in. But I owe him enough I wouldn't abandon him for nothing. Fairfield, here we come. I mean, once the Vigilant...
That endless yapping. Ah, the itinerant stranger returns. Thought you'd agreed to help us, not those corporate heathens. Not my favorite topic of discourse, but I do like the cut of your jib. Very well. State your piece.
When they fight and die.
Charlton? Of all people? But no, it's not everyone, is it? I'm sure it's not. The others are steadfastly loyal, resolute, right as rain.
Whether inside or out.
I've tried to tell myself it's better to die a subject of the great Protectorate than live a life driven by freedom. But you may be right. The joke is on you, really. And them, I suppose. Don't you see? We're all traitors. I no longer hold any authority over anyone. But if they still wish my blessing, it is theirs. My former subjects are free to live an empty life with Auntie's choice. I'll make an announcement. Order them to depart for Fairfield. But I will be staying. Should I? Haven't I failed them enough for one lifetime? No. I will stay here and loyally await the judgment I richly deserve. Admittedly, the outlook is bleak, but I am a member of the Protectorate. I shall persevere. They will see I am a subject of worth. You do make a convincing argument, stranger. Unsure how I'll endure such an empty existence. Perhaps, if I offer my old subjects periodic advice, our sense of community may somehow, despite the wiles of commercialism, remain. All right, then. Suppose it's time to make my announcement.
You have no food. Your medical supplies dwindle as your roofs threaten to collapse.
Hello. Come here often. Goodbye. This unit, enjoy our banter.
Attention, everyone. Attention. I, Vigilant Ogden Hogarth, hereby do order all subjects under my command to abandon the settlement of Westport at the earliest possible juncture. You are to depart for the township of Fairfield, safely and together. Once there, you are to appeal to local authorities for citizenship with Auntie's choice. Thereupon, you are thus and forevermore relieved of your duties as subjects of the Protectorate. This is a direct order from your Vigilant and is not to be questioned and cannot be countermanded. Now see to your preparations. I will join you shortly.
I want a sign to oversee. Thinking never made anybody happy. That I believe. Blessing to offer such an effortless reprieve.
Need a moment to let this all settle in. I will be on my way by and by.
And fidelity are no longer strangers.
Prudence dictates we
Hope I
maintain
don't get assigned to a
sufficient zeal at
grafting
all
lab in
times.
Fairfield. Don't want to have to transplant a raptidon head onto some poor sample.
I knew that I'd be oh so
Vigilance says go to Fairfield, we go to Fairfield then.
with the quick mental refreshment. Quick mental refreshment.
What do you think it'll be like at Fairfield?
Quick mental refreshment.
Gather around the receiver with your neighbors. This is
I admit to an
Protectorate
unreasonable preponderance of emotion.
trusted source for wholesome melodies and inspiring reports on community goings-on.
Subjects, grab your pitchball sticks and meet us at the line of scrummage for more vigor enhancement from the robustness routine of the Eden League.
We have some exciting exertions today, Prudence. First, everybody limber up those limbs with 20 jumping jeffs. Spiritedly, flail like everybody's watching. No rest for the wobbly. Time for bludgeoning drills. Neighbor up and stand head-to-head. Pitchball sticks held in the standard death tender grip. Ready, set, bludgeon! Classic sticking combinations. Knee, knee, groin, knee. Face, 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 groin. Earlobes, earlobes. Put some sting in your swing. Don't stop until you drop and or hear something pop. Build that resistance to blunt force trauma. For the matriarch, commit to this regimen, and you might wind up as starting hacker for the Protectors of Piety. The best team in the system.
Ahem. I believe you meant to say the Matriarch's Marvels.
Commit to this regimen, and you might wind up as starting hacker for the Matriarch's Marvels. The best team in the system. Until the next session, fellows, stay clear of the penalty bucket.
Now you know all you need to know, so here we go. Another beauteous melody granted by the grace of the Sovereign.
It's incredible the things that we have done. How the paradigm is perfect for everyone. Perfection is perfect. Is it not? Oh, how we prevail, us above all else to fail. Success is really the only option. I cherish these thoughts of power. Perfect minds, focused and beautiful, perfect plans for perfect people, perfect cause and perfect thoughts, perfectly perfect perfection. Perfect minds, focused and beautiful, perfect plans for perfect people, perfect cause and perfect thoughts, perfectly perfect perfection.
Goodwin here. Field report update. We are approaching the Raptidon Den. These beasts have exhibited excessive irritability as of late. We endeavor to determine why. Surely the red spores aren't to blame. Wing-borne spores lack the catalytic agent of our food additives. Only way to be certain is to gather a stool sample. Simple enough. A routine task for the Audacious Advances field team. Right now, as we approach the rap's nest, certainly
this spirited variety will offer... Oh, no! Oh, okay. We need to run now!
Perfect minds and beautiful, perfect men, for perfect people, perfect thoughts and perfect thoughts, perfectly
Prudence dictates, sit back and leave the thinking to us.
I've had my fill of wrangling spores. This should be enough for the antidote.
Wireless. It is the duty of every Protectorate subject to ensure they are operating at peak efficiency at all times. The paradigm requires it. That's why mental refreshment is so important.
Only the Protectorate possesses the advanced technology and know-how behind the mental refreshment process. That's why we are all happy and contented, and others are not.
The mental refreshment process increases tractability, stifles undue agitation, stymies untoward inclinations, and refashions the mind into a thing of symmetry.
Is a fellow subject lacking the appropriate zeal for their assigned work? Report them for mental refreshment post-haste. It's not just a good idea, it's the law. Next up.
As Eden offers a plenitude of natural resources, our station presents a profusion of pleasing melodies, like this one.
My most favorite, least homicidal subordinate. How's all our field work progressing? Absolutely gorgeous. Look at you. And to think I just forcibly coerced the first gormless dunderhead who walked by and found you. Lucky me. Now, first things first. Place the data cartridge in the drawer for me, right here, in the slot below my intercom. Haha. Allow me to give this a cursory eyeball and... perfect. I'm sure we have the correct neutralizing agent here in the lab. I'll nose out the exact compound within our chemical reserves in 2 shakes of a rat's tail. Always fortuitous to have ready access to a key chemical agent nearby. This might work out yet. Auntie may ignore our recent setbacks if I deliver an easy-to-market product. Just imagine the ad slogans. Air, now with extra fractiousness. Though, I suppose it only works on other Auntie's choice employees, not our preservative-free rivals. Oh, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. Now we must formulate an antidote. If we're able to save my remaining subordinates, they can help us rush this product to market.
Absolutely sure to enjoy.
Well, it's a textbook example of the medulla oblongata wagging the cerebellum. Although, frankly, there's a plethora of ways to stimulate the reptile brain into such a flurry. None of the previous methods were anywhere close to being this commercially viable. But where there's a will, there's a way to make a profit. Ah, there. I have determined the ideal counteragent. Here you are. Place it and the spore samples into that synthesizer. Enable the device and it will begin a working antidote momentarily. Return with it directly as soon as it does, if you please.
Glorious bounty for all. To inform on your neighbor's thoughtful.
I cannot wait to put this entire sordid affair behind us. Though in the end, this should turn out to be quite a lucrative day. I saw you working the chemical synthesizer. I presume you were successful in creating an antidote? Nice try. But you don't possess nearly the negotiating power you might suspect. Not when I can simply bide my time and wait for another gormless dunderhead to stumble by. Why, let that thick-headed boob amble off with your reward. Not budging? Oh, all right. I suppose I'd be willing to throw in a little extra as a merit bonus for your superlative performance. Wonderful, wonderful! Knew you seemed a bankably reliable sort. All right. I am activating the air filtration system. There. Should only take a few moments for the antidote to circulate. Everyone still alive should be right as rain shortly. Marvelous. You'll find your remuneration in the chest behind me. My supervisor will hear of your actions. Oh, and before I forget, I, Omen Ormsby, under the power granted me by the Loeffler Risk Intercession Act, hereby free you from impressed service to Auntie's choice. Be seeing you.
That is our ultimate goal. Trust in each other. By rules we abide. Working as commanded to. Side by side.
And now, the latest word on superior Protectorate products. Every cog requires routine lubrication. Stave off wear and tear with your regular allotment of Moderation Vodka. It's the perfect libation to imbibe in celebration of daily service done well. Moderation Vodka. Distilled with zeal. Such perfect products, the envy of our rivals. But let's not gloat. Now listen to this.